You know what the national emblem of this country ought to be? Forget that bald eagle. The national emblem of this country ought to be Tiger Woods standing naked at your mother's grave and seated on a chair next to him, bald, naked Hitler jerking him off.
48 minutes of dogs barking. 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 Growl. Growl. 48 minutes of dogs barking. 48 minutes of dogs barking.
So you're saying that if I get laid off with no explanation by basically an Ivy League college with enrollments that are basically worth at least $12 billion, that I shouldn't? God, I really think is this the thing that's gonna fucking kill me?
Oh, I hope not.
God, really man,
it's tragic. It really is. I mean,
guess what? Your favorite boy's unemployed again. No explanation. Just, hey, Mr. Bryan, how you doing? I'm like, good. Well, just let you know, Friday's your last day. They can say you leave now, and I'm thinking I've been standing for 6.5 hours and trying to finish this task, so I'm going to take lunch so that this does not. And you're telling me, you can't even talking to me like I don't work hard. Where I'm watching this other guy who had a literal fucking mental breakdown because we were listening to Amyl and the Sniffers. Had to be fucking talked down. That guy's taking fucking forever to do anything. I gotta help him finish his tasks. Bomb the problem. Cool. Let's see what some of the quadruple letter agencies have to say about that.
Yeah.
Why work for the guy that was why is everyone so upset about COVID? It's just a flu. Like that I expect from him, not a place where it's we've hosted vice presidential debates.
Yeah.
We have handwritten correspondence from one of our previous tenured professors and the Nobel Prize winning author Samuel Beckett. All of this stuff, and but hey, we don't that we gave you all of these artificial impediments that make you basically beg to do your job. So hit the bricks, buddy. Cool, thanks. I get to go back to eating 500 calories a day. Thanks, guys. Anyways, welcome to 48 minutes of Bryan complaining.
It's okay. We're pissing and we're shitting and we're sucking and we're fucking on a Thursday night. We love it.
Well, one of us is.
Well, yeah, that's true. And,
I can afford to do the sucking. The fucking,
yeah,
in this economy.
Yeah, it's true.
See, I just lost my job.
I was gonna say, yeah. One of the first stories I wanted to cover is from our good friend Ryan Broderick, the wonderful newsletter Garbage Day. It says, chances are if you've been on certain segments of the internet last week, you've seen this, well, let's call it an emblem. And yes, it's supposed to be a circle of people jerking each other off. And so it's 5 guys, all different colors, and each guy has at least one hand on another man's dong. But as seen from above, so if you don't know what you're looking at, it could be anything.
It is amazing. The hogs are cranking. This is a lot more interesting than the color wheel that I worked with.
That's true.
In high school.
Apparently there was a crypto project called Dutch Helm. This was back in April. This was the original logo with 4 guys jacking each other off. This is a Twitter post from RHW Tac. The RHW Tac, also known as PXB Ambassador Witch Hat, is their bio. That's all that says. The biggest holders of the coin cashed out June 1st, but a few days earlier they received a commissioned military patch with their black and white logo. This is from Chevron. There is just guys having fun, but it's only 4 of them. And
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is funnier than 99% of crypto projects that try to be funny.
Yeah, exactly.
This is actually this is kind of fucking weird, and it's not what if a dog had a hat?
Yeah. Then it intersected with a circle jerk group on Reddit. Those are a group to make fun of people who like the thing that you're talking about. A circle jerk group for Magic the Gathering. And so they made it the community's new logo. They said, "Oh yeah, we should make it like this." But apparently, the 5-color version looks like the symbol on the backs of Magic cards, which is the five elements.
Man, this has layers to it.
It does. It really does. They made that petition to make this the new color pie. So, yeah, come on, Wizards of the Coast. The top poster says, "Give the people what they want." And then the next reply, 7 hours later, and it's the subreddit logo. So Magic the Circle Jerking, now their official logo, is that 5 guys jacking each other off. It's beautiful. I love it. I love to see
Beautiful.
community art projects. So speaking of Reddit, a baby shower with an unfortunate child's name went around Reddit the other day. This was on the R Tragedy subreddit. If you're not familiar with that one, people show off weird spellings of names, like Kaylee, but with Leigh. So this one was passed around, and it was a baby shower. Please join us for a baby shower. It says, "Join us to celebrate the upcoming arrival of Little Bundle of Joy in honor of Chernobyl Hope." Young baby named Chernobyl.
That hurts my fucking head.
Isn't it? It's completely fucking
So my
speechless.
grandmother worked in a hospital, and she worked in obstetrics. And not only did she have more than a few stories of how much she fucking hated Kurt Warner's wife. She's a witch with a B, you know. Like, God, you know.
Wow.
Because I think she gave delivery at least one of their kids, and she had to have that whole floor to herself. Who she thinks she is?
Yeah.
The second Mark Bulger looked like he had a little action in that arm. St. Louis was collectively ready to move on from Kurt Warner just to be away from
her.
Yeah, like seriously.
No, you're not wrong.
I can't think of a spouse ruining someone else's career. My grandmother would tell me stories about how people would come in and give their kids really shitty names. There was a family, their last name was Pig, Pieg, and they named their daughter Ima.
No.
No joke. There was a family, their last name was Slaw, and they named their little boy Cole.
No, come on. That's
Yeah.
Oh, that's painful, dog. That's
I mean, I
awful.
worked a fucking job where they had some apprentice coming in, and he was like picking up an order, and he signed his name Budweiser.
Oh.
And I was like, man, I'm gonna have to check your ID just to make sure you're not doing a bit on me. Like, this is one thing if it's like a credit card thing at the grocery store, but like, this is something I could get yelled at if you're fucking with me. And he's just like, yeah, no problem, and like smiling. And yeah, the motherfucker's name was Budweiser. His family last name was Weiser. And I was like, that's fucking beautiful.
Because, you always hear these urban legends about, somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody went to a high school with a guy, and his brother is Lamangelo, and his name's Arangelo.
Someone in my family taught at a school, and there were 3 sisters, and they were named yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Ugh. No.
Yeah, man, life's fucking wacky.
That hurts.
I mean, I was working for the VA, and I have to take people's names and shit. I was getting people like, yeah, my name's Jennifer, but it's spelled Genniypher. And you're like, fuck. Yo, that generation is now old enough to fucking go over to Iraq and die for Bush's oil.
You would enjoy the R Tragedy subreddit, yeah.
One time we were at the shoe store at the outlet mall. And like it was like the 4 Horses of the Apocalypse. Okay, so it's a shoe store, and I'm waiting for it to load. And it's a bunch of kids. They're, I guess, modeling shoes that you can buy in the store.
Okay.
And their names are Tayden, Berkeley, Beckett, Weston, Bryson, Nicholas, and Braden.
I sound so old, I know, but like these fucking names, man. But Chernobyl Hope, I think, still takes the cake.
Chernobyl Hope sounds like a fucking screen name or username you would get in a Idiot King thread on and Fiad from John Hedren in 2004.
And then you'd have a big red text that says like, "I'm dumb and like doo-doo."
Yeah.
They'd pay $20 for that. So they could give you...
Oh, yeah. Someone once gave me a red tag for having Cody Cricciolo from Shun as my avatar.
What did it say?
It says something like Cody Cricciolo is a talentless hack or something. It was totally... It had to be someone from Fizz.
Well, speaking of brutal, no, this isn't brutal at all, but it is fun. Apparently there's a new band on the rise called CrabSmack, Brian. Have you heard of these guys?
I haven't.
So all their songs are parody songs, but all the songs are also about discount crab. Here is them performing Smells Like Steamed Crab Legs.
Don't let them in. They wanna know. They'll never tell. Unspoken secrets burn like hell. Crab legs on sale. The price is low. Crab legs on sale. The price is low. Crab legs on sale. The price is low. How low? How low? You want crab legs? Deforestation. Tell us how much. Did you pay less? Was it bogus? Was it outright? Tell us how much. Did you pay less? Get cradle. No provider. That's the way the amigo. Yeah. Hey.
Their entire catalog is about discount crab legs. That is every song.
When I thought there were no more valleys to discover and explore.
Here we are. Yeah, so check them out. They're called CrabSmack. Truly something to behold. Those videos were uploaded maybe 10 days ago. I'm so glad I found them. That was courtesy of Today in Tabs, by the way. If you want to stay on top of internet trends, baby, Today in Tabs, a great newsletter to subscribe to as well. One more thing, speaking of circle jerks. Okay, we started earlier with that, but speaking of circle jerks, there's a guy on Blue Sky. He goes by the name Texas Paul, at realtexaspaul.com is his handle on the Blue Sky there. The first post was earlier yesterday, and it said, quote, "Hey, at bluesky.app, at supportbsky.team. Love you folks, but I have a request. I'm one of the larger accounts on here, but my engagement is very limited. Perhaps a tweak of the algorithm is in order. Thanks." So apparently this guy has about 500,000 followers and has decided that his posts just aren't getting enough likes there.
Mods!
He's screaming for the mods because his posts aren't popular.
My analytics mods. Look at them.
He's got his hands out. My posts, please. Just truly amazing. And he didn't stop. He doubled, tripled, quadrupled down. Here's a post later that day. The number of Dunning-Kruger University graduates running their idiot mouths that don't know every platform's feeds are controlled by an algorithm, including this one, is too damn high. Even your following feed doesn't show you every post from every person you follow. Every platform must control the contents of its feeds, or those platforms will get swamped of tons of content no one wants to see, and their businesses would die. So no, you aren't getting every post from every person you follow. The algorithm decides. People don't, that's not how it works. I don't know if you know anything about Blue Sky, but that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Insanely stupid. This guy apparently is somewhat of a big deal in these resist Blue Anon type of groups, where he does this like coffee with Texas Paul. It's like I guess he wants to be a Joe Rogan type of dude. Truly up and down, a real dork. I mean, just he cares that much about his posts.
Real, this motherfucker's eating beans kind of guy.
just post, man. If your posts are good, people will see them. Which is why nobody sees my posts, because my posts suck, and that's fine. But I know the old BYOB rule applies. Just post. Oh boy, we've been putting it off long enough. It's Crypto Scam of the Week.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
What we got?
So this is courtesy of the Cointelegraph. Dilip Kumar Pataria writing here about a week ago how a YouTuber hacked an $800,000 crypto scam hub in Cebu, Philippines. So there's a number of crypto scams running out of the Philippines because it's cheap to do. There's not a lot of overhead. You got to set up a small little office so you can call people and scam people. But that's, it doesn't cost much. So the crypto scammers reached out to this guy, YouTuber MRWN, MRWN, And a friend of his received a suspicious call in 2024 promoting an investment with quantum AI. Merwin started digging. He found who these people were. He started gathering evidence. It used social engineering to get access to their internal systems, live CCTV feeds, access to individual computers. Despite the scammers relocating their office multiple times, Merwin managed to maintain access, including to their boss's system. He found recording of scam phone calls, internal messages, financial spreadsheets. Let's see, local crypto news outlet BitPenis. BitPinas. BitPenis.
Charlie bit my penis.
He actually had things like impersonating their boss. He sent screenshots of their own CCTV. He used the office manager's laptop microphone to confront the boss. Efforts for him to talk to the actual guy who originally kicked off the scam failed as he unblocked, and avoided direct communication. But they fled the office. So they basically disrupted this whole thing. He reached out to the Philippine government, and they basically said, we don't respond to this. We're not messing around with it. This guy just kind of did it on his own, which is staggering. I always love to see scammers get their comeuppance.
Yeah.
Sadly, I don't think they're going to have any kind of legal repercussions. This is more of we disrupted your operation for a while.
Yeah, I think the Philippines really aren't. Now, if these were leftists that had gone to college,
yeah, very different.
Very different story.
Yeah.
Now read the Jakarta method, folks.
Yeah, that's true. So Merwin is also a pretty interesting follow on YouTube there. He says, I investigate scams, troll scammers, and expose them. It's always fun to watch those, but it's also specifically crypto scams getting their comeuppance. Because, boy, it's one thing to just be like, yeah, gift cards or the usual. Sad that that's become a thing, that's like normal, scamming grandmas out of iTunes cards, but a little different when you're dealing with fake crypto that doesn't exist.
Yes, there's like certain advancements in the crypto that have made it more user friendly. Because it used to be, if you wanted to set up a new wallet, and you had to set up your server and stuff like that, your RPC or something like that, that could be really fucking obnoxious and involved.
Yeah,
particularly for people that are not computer savvy. And now, I think MetaMask and a couple others kind of auto find that stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Twitter stopped being fun when more normal people got on there.
The weirdos are what made Twitter fun.
Yeah, or just social media in general, people that didn't have the media literacy for the internet, and then it's funny to troll Dick's Sporting Goods by saying hey, I'm not going to shop at your business ever because your name's really offensive, and knowing that some social media intern is whoa, what the fuck.
Yeah, getting emails about it. Put this on your list of action items, Trevor. We got to get this under control. Get this guy a gift card or something. There's some guy.
I think I'm still banned from posting on the wall of Fender guitars because I asked when they were going to come out with the Stratocaster made from the helicopter that Stevie Ray Vaughan crashed in.
God damn. But yeah, this kind of baby. Well,
I was watching a Stevie Ray Vaughan video earlier.
Why?
It just came up in my feed,
okay,
and then there was a bit that was it was when the dab hits really well or something, and it's just Stevie Ray Vaughan playing the mocha brown maple fretboard Strat that all the fucking blues lawyers love, and it's just one of those things. The only thing that's really cool about this is his fretting is really clean. That's all it took in the 70s and 80s was damn, he's not he's playing with just a little bit of overdrive, and his fretting's really clean. That's it. It's not sloppy. Mm-hmm. He's not shredding, or it's just it's tasteful, tight.
He's a competent technical guitar player.
I mean, well, I guess it's all relative too, because maybe in that time that was fucking mind blowing. But I go watch a Roy Buchanan video. And be fucking blown away by his guitar playing, and that motherfucker overdosed in a jail in 82.
Right.
So what does that say?
Right. It's like you can be a nerd about it, or you can just fucking rock out. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Roy Buchanan was a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably the coolest guy that ever played a Telecaster, in my opinion. But anyways, that is way off the fucking point.
Well, you know, things happen.
The fucking crypto. That is a funny thing to just troll back a crypto scam like that.
Oh yeah, we love to see it. Articles at $800,000. That's basically what they were taking in. That was like the take. So this week, Brian, you were saying we should talk about
something a little lighter,
and you're right. This
but
site
very racist,
extremely. So, so just be warned. There's a fair amount of weird xenophobia adjacent stuff here. So this is, of course, English.com. According to Wikipedia. I hate doing that, but sometimes there are a good source for things.
Sometimes it's a very succulent description of a phenomenon or concept.
Now, the term English first appears in the 1940s, but it wasn't until the 80s. But it began to be used as a byname for defective Asian English. While the term may refer to spoken, it usually refers to written. And you've seen these, I'm sure. Here's one in the Wikipedia article. Images are hopefully in your head since 1982. Then a red star. Lovey-dovey night. Highfalutin. Sentences that make no grammatical sense. Things that are weirdly just kind of phrased because they're badly translated. Here's one from English.com. Laughs, as the face that laughs is able to see it, the gay voice of everyone.
Yeah.
In what appears to be the four clovers that is the 4chan logo. So it's
oddly enough,
yeah.
I think my favorite English t-shirt might be the Kurt Cobain one. Like, where it's like I wake up every morning and I shoot myself in the head like my hero Kurt Cobain. Oh, sorry.
I hate my life. Every day I polish my revolver and I shoot my head like a rock star. Woo!
They actually used to sell that shirt, and I'm a little bummed I never bought it because it's amazing.
Yeah, so it was founded in, of all years, 1999.
A great year for shitposting websites.
Oh, absolutely. And this one's still around. English.com is still online.
Still getting updated. I checked it the other day, and I was like, damn, this is pretty recent.
So yeah, this guy named Steve, who is the owner / operator of the website, was living in Tokyo and basically just started snapping pictures of English he would see out and about.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they started getting user submissions, and it kind of grew from there because it was originally English of the week, and then it became English of the day. They did have a blog called the Brog. Again, not great. I don't know. It's been around so long, and it really hasn't changed. It still looks like shit.
It still looks like how it used to be when I would, in 8th or 9th grade, looking at it on, fucking Netscape.
Oh yeah,
jeez, or early Internet Explorer. Like, this feels like a website that should have like a frames or no frames selection.
Oh god, yeah. And apparently the website is based, according to this address at the bottom, out of Honolulu, Hawaii.
Beautiful.
Or at least their store might be.
That's crazy. Like, come on, man. Like,
I know.
Get a little operation going here in the Midwest.
Something. I'm pulling up the site as it appeared in 2003. That's when they started selling the shirts. So it took them a full 4 years to monetize the website. And yes, English of the day. A lot of these images, sadly, will not load.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do remember no smorking. Yeah, it was this. It's just a no smoking sign, but it's no smorking. Which, of course, a lot of people on Something Awful had a fun time with that because it sort of kind of resembled Schmorky's name. But yeah, English was always just such a weird phenomenon. According to the FAQ, English is defined as humorous English mistakes appearing in Japanese advertising and product design. Question, is English only found in Japan? Answer, no, English can be found all over the world, but the vast majority of the really funny and creative English is from Japan. The webmaster has seen many examples of English from around the world, but most are not fit for the website, i.e. they are not funny enough. I don't know, man. Some of these on this website aren't funny enough. But why can't they do it right? Don't Japanese study the English language? A really weird question, but all right. Answer: the Japanese educational system is one of the best in the world. It's not a perfect, however, although most Japanese study English for anywhere from 6 to 10 years as a second language. They get little practical use since there are not enough native English speakers to practice with. The fact that the grammatical structure of the two languages are quite different does not help. The Japanese language also does not contain many sounds that you find in English.
I also feel like this hit a little different 20 years ago.
Oh, for sure.
Like this was up there with like Something Awful and Style Project and Rotten as like one of the things I had to check.
Yes.
When I was having internet time.
Elvis is dead, Sinatra is dead, and me, I feel also not so good. There's like a dog look at airplane.
The I Hate Myself and I Want to Die shirt is a classic.
The robot that says God, Jesus. Hot space station. Protect safety. Justice. I will always stand by you. It's a little robot.
Grandpa
guy.
fucking space shuttle.
I had one that I always wanted as a t-shirt from one of these English.com type sites. And it was like in the style of the cover of the Sex Pistols album.
Yeah.
But it says, tell me about punk rock, granddad. God damn. Some of these are just nonsensical. I do like Stick to Coffee and Alcohol. Big fan of that one. Get killed,
get noticed.
A lot of people pass this one around. Danger, a dangerous toy. This toy is being made for the extreme priority of the good looks. The little part that suffocates when the sharp part which gets hurt is swallowed is contained generously. Only the person who can take responsibility by itself is to play. All right. I'm a national treasure and I hate noise. Big fan of that one. Think testicles. My feeling is good. How are you? And then funky across the bottom. And some of these are clearly photoshopped, you know, like...
they do have the I Hate My Life shirt. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's a sign.
These are just the shirts now.
Yeah.
Let's go on the actual website. See what's new, because we haven't...
Fist and computer.
Club motherfucker. That's what they're...
Oh, God. So, Em and I, we had a really long day when she was on spring break, like just running around doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we came back to my place and I cooked some dinner, I believe. that's... No. We got some dinner. And then we came back to my place and we were so fucking just beat. And we're like, we just need stimulation. And we watched a video of someone with like a DSLR on a Steadicam rig just walking around Shibuya
Hell
in
yeah.
the evening during a rainstorm. And it was surprisingly calming.
Yeah, very
But
chill.
seeing like all of the English or the stuff that felt like a little weird was also very irritating because we'd just be like staring and not really talking much. And then all of a sudden being like, oh, look at that. That's weird. Oh, like, oh man, they got an Armani store? Like tight. Like we don't even have one of those. Like, but the one that got me was going down like this little side street, like in the bar section of Shibuya, like the older part of the area. And there was a sign for a bar, and it was called Club Doberman. And the logo was just like the side profile of a Doberman pinscher. And I'm like, I want to go to Club Doberman.
Hell yeah. That
And also just like seeing buildings and the names in English, but like it's not apparent. Like, is it a train station or a department store? And then like Googling it and be like, oh man, it's like a really big ass department store that's also a train station. Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Brain Mansion. That's great. That's fun. All girls will be cute in the 21st century. Ball hair. Please call. And then it's a number. Apparently, it's a hair salon.
Ball hair.
In Fukuoka.
The one to the left here is great. The Italian Tomato Cafe Junior Roast. A time to enjoy delicious taste of coffee. It is our motto of Italian Tomato. We've been pursuing the delicate flavor of high-quality coffee.
Italian Tomato.
Fruits Fukin.
Yeah, let's see here.
Abandoned batter box.
So it is apparently a place to put your batteries when you're done with them. Here's a menu item. Is spotted in China. Nutritious beef penis in pot.
I'm sorry, the one below that.
Nutritious young pigeon casserole. Also good.
Also this here, A lot of these seem to be coming from Monica Young in China.
Yeah.
If you would like to join us, Rubbish will never be homeless.
I love that. Oh, here's a great one. Shirt found in Japan by Michael Goodman, U.S. Army. Concentrated oral solution, morphine sulfate. Yeah, baby. Facial body remover is a sign on a store in Japan.
Toilets, period, children.
Yes. Oh, boy. Hamburger. Speed hummed aheed. That was Thailand. Dumb Millions Hotel. I guess that's more like, you got stupid money. I got the
my God. The Suntory here. A glass full of drops. Each drop is tomorrow's dream. Sip your dreams by drops.
Wasn't Suntory a whiskey?
It is a whiskey. They also do water and other things.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find another thing in my photo archive. Because I bought like a black tea at an Asian grocery store in Creve Coeur. And it had some amazing English.
Well, this one's topical. This one was a cassette tape found in Egypt. It is a copy of Iron Maiden Somewhere in Time, but they translated it to Iran Maiden.
Amazing. Well, I can't find it.
Of course.
That is unfortunate. But I will say that it made me think of English, and this was like several years ago.
There's a hoodie found in Japan by Jennifer. What's up, dog? What the fuck are you doing? Who gives the fuck? What's up, dog? Luscious red tomatoes. Fine table butter. It's America's favorite soup.
Holy shit. I would go to the DMV wearing that.
What's up, dog? What the fuck
are you doing? Who gives a fuck? What's up, dog? Luscious red tomatoes. Fine table butter. It's America's favorite soup.
The tiny.
It's got like the fucking like Walmart logo on the right.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, that's so good.
Side tower of Eastern Nipple Peak in China.
Pigeon baby foam.
I guess
French chicken.
I guess Pigeon is the name of the brand, but baby foam. Only for woman capsule room. Keep out, man. That makes sense. A capsule hotel with just for ladies,
just for the broads.
Yeah. Well, why is it got to be just for ladies?
Why is it always got to be black?
Mm-hmm. Here's a one with a weed leaf on it. The way of the new pattern, life scenery with the self of new junk to put into the humor, and which recorded. Cool. Here's a metal gorilla T-shirt, and the gorilla is wearing a shirt that just says "fuck you." So some are funny. Some are interesting. Some are just like, all right, this is a thing that I'm doing. Here's a children's T-shirt that says "Good fries," or no, it's a bib, little baby bib. I like what shall wear today. Repeated. Wonderful, so stylish, and then a little teddy bear.
Oh.
Food is fairly in your face in terms of flavor. Okay, there's a restaurant sign apparently in Japan. Or Pachinko Parlor says anyone is welcome to try it. Have pleasant dreams at Pachinko at slot every time, every life. And of course, we'll leave you with this one: delightful penetrate, hand down graceful green. One joy is enlarged with all. A T-shirt in Japan by Chris Neal. But you can buy the coffee mug that says "Stick to coffee and alcohol."
I feel like that's your jam.
It definitely is. And of course, it has the "Hate Myself and Want to Die" one. They do have the Grandpa fucking Space Shuttle. Big fan. Elvis is dead, Sinatra is dead, and me, I feel also not good.
The Eric Clapton.
Oh, because that's the cassette single cover where they did the L for R thing. Think testicles. So, I mean, it depends on what your level of enjoyment of that sort of thing is. It's still there. It's been up for 20 years.
The non sequitur element is what amuses me. I would say.
Yeah, because it feels like they're trying to do a thing, and I just kind of didn't quite get there. I'm really surprised that this guy didn't monetize in the way that some others have, because I know there's a couple of knockoff sites. I know that sites like English Fail came about after this became popular, and there's like Oh No English. There's like 2 or 3 different sites that basically ripped them off wholesale and had been making money hand over fist for like the Cheeseburger Network or whoever. And it's a real shame because this seems like just really like a guy who lived in Japan and found it funny and was just posting it online. Like if you look up if you go to the web archive as early as the year 2000, you can find October of 2000, a couple of snapshots here. And here's the actual text from the earliest. It's hard to believe the English masqueraded as real English here in Japan. It can be seen on signs, people's jackets, t-shirts, and shopping bags and menus and on TV. But nowhere is it more prevalent than on various consumer products found in convenience stores and supermarkets. I have amassed a collection of such English here for your viewing pleasure. Make sure to check back every week to get your fill. And so, yes, it was weekly at first, and then it became daily as more and more things started to pour in. And I don't know if this is still a working email, but j_English@yahoo.com. August 26, 1999. And it does look really, really, really old if you look at the old web archive version. It's...
Oh, wow, that is frames or no frames right there.
It's made for 460 by 680 at maximum. Well, I had named a number of things after various English phrases. I know I had a few playlists called Auto Rock because there was a door that had an automatic lock, but they Auto Rock.
Hell yeah.
And yes, I also have coveted the I hate myself and want to die.
I've only seen that one in the wild a handful of times, which has always surprised me.
It's a real shame that the web archive images don't always work because, man, some of these are just truly bizarre. Here's a casino. Eric Broadhurst put this in February of 2005. Al Pacino. I wonder if he signed off on that. I don't think he did.
I'm going to say he did it.
You got a great casino. I got nothing. That's about it. I can do the one scene in Heat. He's got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it. He's yelling at Hank Azaria in that scene, which I always find funny.
Hank Azaria being the rent boy in the Birdcage is also an insane casting decision.
I love him so much. I cannot do it without my shoes, because he doesn't wear shoes for whatever reason. Which, of course, becomes a huge comedic moment at the end of the movie.
God, that movie's amazing.
He slips and falls with the soup. But
also, maybe the highest that Robin Williams ever looked.
I don't know. I thought he looked really good in Awakenings. The big full beard and stuff.
Sure. Did he do a Holocaust movie?
Oh
no! Well, where are we going? Are we taking this? Not a lot of light in this train. No.
Kind of feels like Life is Beautiful could have gotten an American remake with Robin Williams in that role, but no, I don't.
That is, wow. We really were impressed by that movie when it came out.
Yeah. Well, it's a comedy about the Holocaust. It's got an Italian
We're going
fella
to win a tank.
Yeah.
Robin Williams Holocaust.
You were about to get put on some list, and I don't.
Jacob the Liar.
Oh.
It has a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Interesting. Jacob the Liar. I'm not familiar with this one. Hold on.
There's Lev Schreiber in it.
Bob Balaban, Alan Arkin. Of course, any Holocaust movie has to have Armin Mueller-Stahl.
Hey, Mark Margolis.
Margolis, yeah. Now, people remember him from Breaking Bad, but I always think of him as the guy from Pi, the cranky mathematician playing Go.
What an insane career that guy had.
Yeah.
And just a fucking lunch pail.
Yes.
I mean that in the biggest compliment. Just like a fucking actor's actor, like a working actor.
Oh shit! His first movie was the opening of Misty Beethoven.
Yeah.
All right.
He was in the Cotton Club, Scarface, of course, Glory.
Secret of My
Pie.
Success, Squanto, A Warrior's Tale.
That's right. I forgot that he was in fucking Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Requiem for a Dream.
The remake of the Thomas Crown Affair with Pierce Brosnan in there.
The Fountain.
Oh, yes. Well, Aronofsky kind of...
that was one of his muses, it feels like.
Put him in everything. Yes, he did show up in the Ben Affleck Daredevil version. Quantum Leap, Star Trek, Columbo, like all the places where bit players would love to go. All the Law and Order. Every Law and Order.
Gotham.
A pretty decent run, 3 episodes on Person of Interest. That's a great
12
show.
12 Monkeys.
Yeah. That was, single episode? Yeah.
22 episodes of Better Call Saul.
Of course. But yeah, right before he passed, he was in another show with Bryan
He was
Cranston.
only in 8 episodes of Better Call Saul, or not Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, probably.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Left a pretty big impression for just doing 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And he did a voice in the video game Manhunt.
Yeah.
I did not know this until just now.
I remember when he passed and people are doing like their retrospectives on like his life and his acting career. Just be like, man, that guy fucking did everything.
Yeah. He started doing Shakespeare.
Yeah.
So, English, we also like it. I hate my life. Every day I polish my revolver and I shoot my head like a rock star. Oh, man. And we know that's real because somebody took a picture of someone wearing that on a hoodie.
Yeah. I remember like printing it out and showing it to a friend in like one of my English classes. And he was like, whoa, that's fucking cool.
Here's my last one. I'll leave it. Diarrhea, spelled wrong. Feces are discharged in the bowels frequently and in a liquid form. Diarrhea.
And we did this whole entire segment without doing a voice.
It's true. We did manage to not do that, and I think we ought to congratulate ourselves.
Yeah. I know at least one store manager I had at Guitar Center would have had a hard time.
I'm going to do it here. I'm just going to bleep it. Oh, that's it. That's all I'm doing.
Well, he apparently, allegedly, according to my coworkers, about to fire a young lady I believe worked in the accessories department.
Okay.
He was firing her for some reason. He was like, come into my office. And she opens up the door to the office, and this was told to me by a coworker. He was at the guitar desk, which was right by where his office door was. And as she opens the door and walks in, he just goes, "Oh, hello."
Oh, no. That kind of became very popular after that South Park movie, though, with Kim Jong-il.
Team America.
Team America, that's right.
I mean, unfortunately, it does get stuck in your head. Oh, Hodge Bricks.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's true. It's so offensive, but it's like so over the top, the way they do it.
Yeah.
They did an entire episode riffing on a place in Colorado called City Walk, that the guy's accent was so thick that when he said City Walk with his Chinese accent, it sounded like Shitty Walk. And so that's the whole joke.
And then it also turns out that the Chinese guy ends up being like someone's split personality, some white guy.
Oh, God. A hardworking Chinese man can't open a restaurant without a shitty Japanese person invading it. Like, oh, boy. They got a lot of mileage out of that joke, I guess is what the point is. And they did say English in that episode, so I guess I could include that.
Technically is relevant. There's just a couple bits with that character, the Mongolians.
Oh, God. Yeah. Jesus. But it's shock.jpg time.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Shock.jpg.
The description here is upsetting.
And the description is flared bass or don't bother. Good friends at chaotic.com, part of our What the Fuck video of the day from a couple weeks ago. It does appear to be, it starts with a guy, it looks like he's getting arrested in Colombia. I don't know what this has to do with the rest of the video, but he's having something removed from his ass, and there's a woman with her hand almost to the elbow. She's pulling something, and you hear the fart. There it is, a giant, and they throw it in the trash. Yes, it's
Oh God!
yeah. It can't be anything but a sex toy, right? I mean, that's got to be.
That is a dog toy, maybe.
Maybe, but it's very big. It's about the size of that woman's arm, and it is all the way up there. They had to remove it by hand because, yes, there was no flared bass on it. He couldn't get it out himself.
Yeah, like the liquefied feces going down the table. Boy,
he was in stirrups. Yeah, it was the whole thing.
I think one of the nurses was like holding his hand.
Yeah, because he probably hurts like a motherfucker. You can't get it out. You're like, it's because it's past the shelf and you can't. Yeah,
Boy.
It didn't have a title aside from What the Fuck video of the day. I'm like, that's everything on chaotic.com. So everything on there is your What the Fuck video of the day. So
I want my fucking Happy Meal.
a fun guest to have on.
Yeah, I
Coco,
thought about that.
Coco Lovelock on the show. Why are you guys showing me a video I've been in? Like, okay, fair enough.
We want director's commentary.
Okay, so this guy's name is Jay Love. He was a real gentleman on set.
Real king of the pipe. Oh, truly the last true art form of America has been, I think, pornography.
Yeah, because we've pretty much devalued everything else.
Yeah, we've also gone great lengths, at least in the last decade or so, of devaluing pornography on some level.
Yeah, so they got to get creative to get you to pay for it, I think is what we're saying.
I need absurdity.
Yeah, because to me, the stuff I grew up watching as far as like porno goes was old stuff from the 70s, and it genuinely had some art behind it. There was at least an attempt to make you laugh.
There was some mise en scene.
Say what you will about Debbie Does Dallas and its weird, regressive shit about cheerleaders, but also the guy comes and it's like, touchdown Debbie. That's fucking funny. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, there's
the whole joke is that the manager is creepy.
Yeah, I mean, one of the first porno mags I ever looked at was like very much so trying to be like very cosmopolitan and like a sophisticated man's jerk off.
Oh,
very much like a Playboy sort of thing.
Yeah,
but I remember some of the captions being like really fucking funny. There was like a photo near the back that was ran full page of a like woman naked in a bathroom with carpeted floors.
Ew.
And
you know it's stinking there.
Oh, you know it's stinking. Otherwise, a very nice looking, like upper middle class bathroom, like like the gold imitation filigree in the mirror and stuff. To make it look like polished opal or some black opal or something like that. And the caption was something like, Mrs. Witherspoon was caught making sure that one of her guests had the most fulfilling evening. Something along those lines.
Just absurd.
Just blowing some dude's cock. I mean, the guy was like dressed pretty nice, like very casually getting his rod sucked on, like like fully clothed except for his Johnson hanging out. And I was just like, I guess that is sophisticated. I was like, fucking, I don't know, maybe 12 years old, and being like, is that what it's like?
It's classy.
It's classy fucking. And I think the amount of times I've had what could be called classy fucking and sucking as a man that's almost 40, you know what? I'm going to say generous. I could count on one hand.
It's not an everyday occurrence, I guess, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
You can bail from this conversation at any point, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm just going to self-incriminate myself as being a real fucking man whore.
Well, let's not do that. Let's instead do the breath mint.
It's time for your mom's favorite part of the show. It's time for the breath mint.
All right, Jason, what you? I see you've got. Wow, you've been playing your video games.
I have been playing my video games.
Just wanna play video games.
Yeah, it's true. I started Atomic Heart. I enjoyed it for what it was, which was very clearly a Soviet atomic punk themed BioShock knockoff.
Do you remember me talking about this?
I do remember you talking about this.
Did you find that you had some of the same complaints? Like, enemies never really fucking dying, so you're always...
No. There was a couple enemies that were tough to kill, for sure. The bosses were... I mean, I bumped it down to baby difficulty when I kept getting caught too often in the stealth part, so maybe that was it, but... It was fine. It was fun. It was kind of an attempt at like an open world BioShock type of deal.
I think it was a very pretty game.
A very, very pretty game, yes. Extremely horny game.
Very horny. The thing that kind of bothered me was that the creativity, particularly in some of the aesthetics, really runs out far too soon.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah. I think I stopped playing when... Not long after I met like the Resistance lady who had the house that flew away.
Yeah, the Baba Yaga type of lady, yeah.
Yeah. There was just like, wow, there's some really cool stuff here and some really cool ideas and a lot of shit that really fucking frustrates me. Like, why are you playing a Russian character who doesn't have a Russian accent?
Almost none of them do. A lot of the characters you talk to are kind of flat affect or even British.
fucking Chernobyl had that same problem. But yes, Atomic Heart. I think they're making a sequel.
I didn't even know that it sold well enough to do that. So sure, good on them, I guess.
Good on them. Someone's not getting a good ROI.
Yeah, probably not. I also picked up from the library, because it's sold out everywhere, a copy of Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
I heard that is a fantastic little video game.
So far, so good. I'm about maybe 5 hours in. Not very long at all. But I am overwhelmed by how beautiful this game is. It is gorgeous. There's an entire opening sequence that almost feels very painterly, which I guess is appropriate considering the plot of the game.
Yeah.
There was some cataclysm, and this part of France has been like pushed out to sea. And this giant monster called the Paintress paints a number on a mountain every year, counting down from 100. And instantly, everyone that age dies. We're on the 67th year of this happening, and this is Expedition 33. So the gamage is what they call it, when all these people of a certain age die. The gamage happens as the game opens, which means that Expedition 34 failed, and then you are in Expedition 33, and you're setting out to stop the Paintress from killing anyone of your age. It's a fascinating concept. It lends itself to some interesting characterization. You play this guy, Gustav, and you also control a few other characters, but Gustav is kind of your audience surrogate, because, I mean, he knows a lot about the story, but you're still kind of, that's your way in, is through Gustav. The expedition gets separated, and then you have to kind of gather everyone back together. There's a mysterious old man who should be, by all accounts, dead, but he shows up and he attacks your expedition, and so you have to figure out the mystery of what's going on. Conceptually, I like it, but really the meat of it is the gameplay. A strange mix of Dark Souls-y exploration, shortcut opening, finding hidden items, and straight up fucking turn-based RPG combat with some quick time events to keep it flavorful. A lot of good stuff going on. Music's great. It looks good. I'm really enjoying it, hoping that it's not an insanely long game so I can finish it and give you a full report then. But yeah, so far so good. Like this French game company, Sandfall. I'm curious to see what they do next, because boy, if this is an early game of theirs, there's nowhere to go but up. People kept comparing it to Persona, and I don't get that comparison, like, at all. There's no social link mechanics. There's no time system. It's like, what are you comparing it to? Oh, because you can target enemies' weaknesses, but it doesn't give you an extra turn, so it's not like SMT at all. There's no push turn. Is it because the characters are good? I don't know. I just don't get what they're saying about it. Maybe I will later when the story keeps moving, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing more like, I'm trying to think of what game that it's like, but it really isn't like another game. It's a bunch of things from other games, but it's definitely its own thing. The cast are all adults. It's not teenagers going to fight God or whatever. And so, I don't know. I'm not seeing the comparison.
Huh.
Strange.
Peculiar.
Metaphor, Ray Fantasio from earlier, that's got a lot of fantasy tropes that they kind of blend in, and there's a whole system in that one where they befriending people you meet along the way, but not so far, not this one. I don't know. I'm curious. It's fun. There's a lot of little secrets and stuff you can find. So.
I hope you keep enjoying it.
Me too.
That's one I'm definitely interested in. Myself, Mr. Shapiro. That's a nice little breath mint you've got there. Why don't you come on my trailer and talk to me all about it?
Hey, by the way, Clair Obscur is on Game Pass.
Oh,
you're not.
Yeah, I had Game Pass for like a year.
Oh, okay.
And I'm slowly dying from malnutrition.
Fair enough.
But I do love to video game.
Well, I got nothing. I'm sorry. That's
okay. Neither do I.
I know. I'm sorry.
Stomach here.
Anyways, let me go get you something. I'll send you home with.
You got one of them hot dogs.
I'll send you home with some food.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Talk to me in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
When I start coming in here with like sunken eyes.
Yeah.
And
jaundice. Yeah. Like how we both instantly went to jaundice.
Brian, do you have parvo?
You're sitting there eating drywall. No, what the fuck are you?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, not a lot of calories in this drywall. What
does
what
taste
gives? I thought you had good drywall in this house.
You're pulling the horsehair insulation out like.
Oh fuck! Oh god! God damn!
Getting anthrax the old-fashioned way.
Oh, this eating chicory.
Yeah. Oh, gingham. You're just chewing on gingham.
Jesus Christ! You remember ginghams?
Oh yeah, I do.
In St. Charles.
Yeah.
Ginghams where dreams go to die.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not still around,
I think they might have closed.
Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant.
Juneteenth might affect these hours. I'm going to say they probably don't. Yeah, they had a little bit of a reboot, but that was like the Greasy Spoon. Growing up.
Yeah.
I remember taking someone there on Friday night, and there was a whole entire corner that was like a D&D game. It was like 20 people. Actually kind of impressive that they got 20 people to go to a Greasy Spoon on a Friday night at like 10 at night. Mm-hmm. I'm going to actually say those people might be more social than I am.
Yeah, it's going to
today.
Yeah, maybe.
I knew someone who ordered the fresh fruit platter there.
Jesus. Why?
She didn't make that choice the second time we went. She got some normal diner food.
Because why would you order that at a diner?
The melon was questionable. I think she actually got like a little sick. Anyways, my first thing is had the pleasure of photographing Jack's Mannequinn.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Same. That was a tough one because Betty Who was playing across the way at Delmar Hall on the 16th there, and I am not I would not say I am a fan of Jack's Mannequinn. It's not necessarily something I would listen to while doing really any activity, and that's not necessarily an insult. It's just not my thing.
Right.
I will say, though, however, that Mr. Anthony McMahon and his cohorts put on one hell of a show. Holy shit. Just, wow. Had quite a good time there. And the opener, Yokelore, who has been getting a lot of buzz, also a phenomenal set. Just like shit, man, that is a hell of a show. I understand why some people I knew were so fucking freaking out when that show was announced. Like, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
I am, however, a fan of the live show. I will gladly photograph them again. I had a hell of a time. There was at one point, Andrew McMahon. I apologize, not Anthony. I knew it was one of the two. Mr. Andrew McMahon. They brought a giant llama float, and his whole thing was because he's got a charity because he had leukemia. I think diagnosed in like 2005 or 2006. Wow, and he beat it. Damn. Obviously. Yeah. They caught it close enough that his survival rate was pretty damn high, and thankfully the odds were very much so in his favor. So he has a charity that helps people out with that kind of leukemia, I think particularly young people. Wow. And so one of the things they have on this tour is that, like, hey, if you make a donation to this charity through this QR code, enters you in for a drawing for a signed show play drum head from the band. You can donate however much you want, as many times. Each time you donate, that's another ticket, as it were. So I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, you could sit there and donate $1 30 times and get 30 tickets or something like that. But the whole thing is like, hey, I've got someone, I think it was like someone from the administrative element of this charity is over by the soundboard. I'm going to hop up on this, and you guys are going to push me over to the soundboard, and she's going to give me the name on a piece of paper, and also my sound engineer is going to give me a shot. Okay. So he's like, this might be a little challenging because there's two different levels here that we have to go across to get to the soundboard. Yeah. It was very fucking cool and fun. He gets to the soundboard, he gets the name, he reads the name off, and then he slams the fucking shot, and he comes back and gives a shout out to his road crew. And yeah, I'm texting Bert. I'm like, this show is fucking mesmerizing. His responds with, "Dude's a showman."
Yes. And for those of you who might find Andrew McMahon's name familiar, he was also lead singer of something corporate. That was I was like,
The SoCo Boys, he called them.
yeah. But I also was like, Jack's Mannequin. Oh man, I wanted a something corporate reunion show, even though they just did one last year.
Yeah. A really great show. A lot of just good musicianship, on stage. I was into it. Again, not necessarily something I'd listen to, but if I had the opportunity to see them again or photograph them, would not hesitate. Oh. So they get 2 thumbs up. My other thing. What was my other thing? Oh, currently making my way through the final season of You.
Okay, good.
Have you watched it?
No.
Boy, it starts off rough.
Yeah.
I feel like the third season, the fourth season really started off strong and kept that momentum up pretty well, I believe. Had some really great twists and turns. I think it might be my favorite season outside of the first.
Yeah, the first was dynamite. For sure.
The second season's not bad. The love stuff is still pretty fucking good.
Sure.
Season 3 and 2 have their merits for sure. However, seasons 1 and 4 I think are probably the best. Season 5 starts off fucking rough. What I liked about season 4 is it kind of messed around with some of the tropes the show has established, and this one kind of doesn't know how to step away from them, and kind of returns to some of those tropes, but in a way that is can you follow this? Kind of interesting.
Okay.
Oh, well, geez, another season where they take their tropes and flip them on their head. Okay, wow. This, I guess, hey, if it works, it works.
Right. Well, Dexter did that for 7 years.
Sure.
So, yeah.
This season, he's back in New York City. He's now married to Kate Lockwood. There's a whole new set of characters introduced, and they're all Kate's siblings that you never heard about.
Yeah.
If it's it feels very poochy in a little way. But some of these characters are really good, well written. It's used a great effect. But that first episode was rough, and the second episode didn't really instill much more. But now newly unemployed, you know what? Why don't I knock out an episode
Let's
today
do it.
between
Yeah, sure.
episode today between some chores and knocking out an episode turned knocking out 2 episodes and being like, oh, okay. This is about, in some respects, on par with the last season as far as like good momentum, some interesting twists. Joe meeting his match in some respects that he didn't expect, because the first 3 seasons are him being the smartest guy in the room in some way or another.
Right.
And the 4th season is him kind of being outsmarted. And you've seen season 4, correct?
I have not. I stalled out at mid-season 3. As you noted, there was just some lack of momentum. So
season 3 ends strong.
Okay.
If you have the willpower to get back to it.
When I finish Andor, I will give it a shot.
Yeah, fuck. I guess you know what I got. I'm like, maybe I'll finish Rebirth and get back into Andor, because I heard, as you spoke, and I've heard other people speak.
I was say, you've heard multiple people now on the show, if not in person.
People on other podcasts I listen to.
Right.
Just be like, yeah, this is fucking tits. And people that are kind of done with this era of Star Wars stuff being like, actually, this is good.
Yeah. Not wrong.
Again, like, I'm a Rogue One stan, so this apparently is much in that same vein.
I mean, Cassian Andor is in the whole show. It's named after him, so
yeah, it's good shit. So far, I will probably be done with it tomorrow, if not by the end of the weekend.
Hell yeah,
because that's how I am. But yeah, cool shit. Again, starts off really funky. Really feels like it has to chew through some new setups a little too hard. Like it's really struggling to shit out these new ideas. But once they're in the toilet, they flush real easy. It was just hard getting them out there. Real vein pop in the forehead kind of bowel movement. But I'm just glad it wasn't one of those shits where you're fucking like, you can feel like your neck vibrating. Oof. And then you look in the bowl and you're like, that's it?
Right. What? All that for this?
God, man, I felt I at least was hoping to be shitting out like a fucking like old Nike Cortez or something. Oh, just the left one?
Oh, okay.
I need the full fucking pair. All right.
I guess I better sit back down. Yeah.
Better drink some Metamucil.
Yeah.
You get back some familiar locales, some familiar ideas.
Is this the last season?
This is the last season.
Okay.
I don't feel like they have much gas left in this tank. They gotta get the Bonnaroo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad that like they might actually stick the landing here because that first episode was rough.
And was it one of those double length ones where it's
No,
okay.
no, it just was like, oh god, you guys are setting up so much, but you're not really paying off anything yet. And it's like, well, you gotta give it to, I guess, now the second or third episode. And speaking about payoffs, I guess this will be my third one. This will be quick and short and to the point. The second season of The Walking Dead: Dead City,
Yeah?
actually kind of fucking whips ass.
Interesting.
Might be one of the best things The Walking Dead has ever done.
Okay.
The first season had some stumbles, but also introduced some fun characters, some people doing some really good scenery chewing. I think taking Negan and Maggie into a new location with new factions, new characters, new ideas, new threats and variables really gives it a lot of space to grow. Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan is amazing, and anything that gives you more of that is pretty good. And he, particularly in season 2, does a really great job of portraying the gray area in which that character exists in the show, which he does not in the comic book, from my understanding.
Huh.
Yeah, he gives some really great performances. Maggie and her son are a part of a community called the Bricks, which kind of unfortunately get kind of absorbed by New Babylon reluctantly. And New Babylon wants to now get into New York City because they found out that the one of the antagonists of the series, the Croat, has found a way to take dead bodies, particularly dead zombified bodies, make methane out of them. So gas.
Oh.
We have fuel again.
Oh.
Yeah. Because he gets to have his own I exist in some gray areas, even though he is, a big bad of the show. There's a couple other recognizable faces and some newer faces feeling like that they realize this is kind of their break. Like, hey, I can make a lot of hay off of this performance, so I'm gonna fucking do my shit. The Book of Daryl.
Yeah.
The first season was super fucking fun. It had some really great ideas and concepts. Some really, actually, I would say even some great cinematography.
Yeah.
It was actually shot really well, really thoughtful. We're going to talk about South Park on this episode. The one of my favorite jokes from the pilot episode is, Ike, do your impression of David Caruso's career. Just absolutely fucking craters. Like 2 or 3 episodes in, I'm like, I don't fucking care anymore. Season 1, such a cool idea, such a cool setting, some fun characters, some great, giving some European actors a chance to chew the fat in this concept, in this world. Season 2, big old deuce. Just
That's a damn shame.
it is an absolute fucking shame. Again, some great actors in that show. Yeah, just some good shit. Like the first season is worth your time because it has some great acting. Again, some great concepts. There's a part where Daryl's in this town, this city, and he kind of finds like that, even in the post-apocalypse, the French find a way to be, decadent and avant-garde. And they're talking about how, and I'm recollecting here, like having watched the show the first season like a year ago, but they're talking about how like there's this guy who like kidnaps some of their friends who are out on like a mission, and he has this castle, and it's a real fucked up scene. Daryl sneaks in and he like is in the castle and he like lets the drawbridge down and he finally finds this individual. Apparently there's been this big terror in this area, and it's just like a fucking Hoosier ass Texan who was like a tourist when the apocalypse happened. And he's like, hey man, you're an American too? Yeah, I'm from Texas. And Daryl just like fucking blows him away.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, absolutely. So
the ugly American trope gets exposed there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it feels like real Tom Arnold. Like they couldn't get Tom Arnold to do that character.
Not Tom Arnold, but a reasonable facsimile, yeah.
That's it, big dog.
Right on. Well, let's tell people where to find us online. Brian,
Well, if you want to see if I am that bitch, you can find me on Twitter at ishotgidibor, ISHOTGOIDBORD. You can find me over on Instagram at a music photographer. If you want to check out my portfolio, you can go over to assholemusicphotographer.com. If you want to check out the last and only good media website left in St. Louis, you can head over to theartsstl.com. Maybe one day I'll find. I got the time now.
I
can
gonna
finally
say.
finish that Mannequinn pussy fucking piece I've had rattling around in my head like a goddamn nickel in a fucking can of orange juice. I think that's it. Jason, where can they tell you to suck it and smile?
Anywhere video crimes are sold. That's right. VIDEOCRIME. If there's one online, chances are that's me. You can find me places like Blue Sky, Letterboxd, things like that. You can also find me as part of a podcast that's not this one. It's called Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. I got to hear a rough cut of the new episode. It will be soon. Soon. That is midnight-pals.simplecast.com. And in that one, I play a fictionalized version of horror author Stephen King. We have, like I said, a couple more episodes left of the season, but the musical episode is such a hoot, and it's going to be our finale. It's going to be real fun. This year, I actually, got paid to do it, so that was nice. Or anywhere podcasts are sold, just search up Midnight Pals, and you will find us there. If you want to reach out to us, you can do it in a number of ways. My personal favorite is the telephone, 314-246-9766. That's 314-AHOY POO if you like to spell with your telephone. Shoot us an email, Jason at the number 4, the number 8 minutesofdogsbarking.com, or Brian with a Y at the number 4, the number 8 minutesofdogsbarking.com. Support the show, patreon.com/48minutesofdogs. There you can find our weekly post-show hangout called Thanks I Hate It. You find the freakouts that we call the Mind Zone. And if you get in at the punishment tier level, you can challenge us to do something incredibly stupid to be named later. One of our patrons left a message for us on the live show episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Our good friend Quasi Quack. His review is, quote, "What a beautiful fever dream this was. Interesting strategy to give a mic to the local heckler." And then in parentheses, JK, Kenny was great.
Amazing.
So.
What an amazing review.
So thank you, Quasi Quack, for
Thank you, sir.
for making my day.
Person.
Yeah, we don't know.
You don't know. So be the luring ICE agents into the basement of a hotel with some Daddy Yankee and knocking over a canister of chlorine gas before you spot weld the doors shut that you want to see in the world.